Did geoff save gaming? Busty games are back. Hideo freak off. By Fleekazoid. I have no idea what this is about. I've heard of Fleekazoid in passing. A number of people have said, hey, Kip, have you decided to react to Fleekazoid? Well, dear viewer, we're about to see whatever this is.
Budgets are back, pimps! Not in Kojima's game, he's still separating more women from their shoes than TSA. But over here, we've got golden robo-titties, robo-jiggle joints, we've got more fake tits and a house party in Beverly Hills. Even Geoff's got a dozen waifu games in here paying his rent. Now,
yeah, that's not how I read his name. I was about to say Geoff, but Geoff was... Look, English is hard.
These games be good? Listen, for right now, they'll at least have 2 redeeming qualities, and that's enough. Now put down your 20-year-old games because it's that time of the year where we get hyped over a bunch of lies. The stupid Name Fest opened up by showing an awesome game that has heavy metal music, a rotund man doing wheelies, shooting flamethrowers, takedowns, gypsies, and best of all, gypsy takedowns. Oh my Jesus. A wave of nostalgia is coming over me, friend. Ooh, tell me, what is this game called? Oh, fuck, it's a Dark Souls game. I haven't been this bamboozled since my last trip to Thailand. But speaking of big reveals, licensed games are having a second coming, pimps. Straight from the phantom loins of THQ, we're getting Invincible, Deadpool, Dune, The Expanse, Scott Pilgrim, Game of Thrones, Dexter, but he's James Bond, and all these games mean nothing to me because the Robocock of Justice is getting takedowns. Let me tell you.
Did we actually get a new Scott Pilgrim game? Why? I mean, not that I'm complaining. I'm just like, why? That's an interesting one. I totally missed the Summer Games Fest. Like, I always miss things like this just because I'm either sleeping or doing something else. So it's wild to see these after the fact.
Something personal, pimp. Ever since I was a boy, I've wanted to slam a man's head into an industrial vent because he littered. Taeyeon, I've got a chubby the size of Mount Rushmore. You are givers. No. Don't tell me that you can't do this to litterers. It's been a while since I've been chubbed up. Let me ride the high. Damn, I lost it. Kojima must be nearby.
Right now, it is an honor to welcome to Summer Game Fest a legendary game creator who is set to release his...
Oh, I get it. The glaze. That's subtle. I love it.
Games pushes
subtle as a brain.
In bold new directions.
He is the star to my eyes. He is the sun in my moon. Hopefully, he will bear my children.
Mr. Hideo Kojima.
Kojimbus walked out to announce more walking slop, keeping the hype going by showing an absolutely electric 7-minute conversation in a sepia-tone room, then left. Then he came back because he had more to say, because Kojima always has more to say.
Isn't the understanding here that Kojima being effectively fired from Konami wasn't looked upon very kindly? I think unanimously we can all kind of agree to that. He was kind of shafted in a certain aspect. When we look at games like Death Stranding, the way I understood it was that Kojima's great in terms of like the ideas and the art type things, but Konami kind of reeled him in, if that makes sense. He's definitely been a personality that's garnered a lot of discussion, right, about his efficiency, his talents, where his true abilities lie, and if reeling him in, like reeling his creativity in, is a good or a bad thing.
Especially about Kojima. This time it was to announce he has a USB stick of quote game ideas. Is that what we're calling it these days? Yeah, sure, buddy. I know what you mean by game ideas.
Yeah, it's the Randy Pitchford effect. It's just going to leave it at medieval times.
Means the feet scans of every Hollywood actress from the last 20 years. Toronto's going to be hunting after that USB like the holy fucking grail. Domino oregano, Hideo-san. My sweet lover. And we got Wu-Chang, Wu-Tang, Moo-Dang, not to be confused with Mo-Dang, the cute-ass baby hippo. I love that hippo. Moo-Dang looks like a solid 57% mix. Wu-Tang was just 45 seconds of showing a wall, and Wu-Chang's gonna put me through an unspeakable hell to see some breastises. Story of my life, Jim. The new Bond game keeps stressing everywhere that this is a reimagining of the character that is their take and completely standalone. Does that mean this scene won't be making a reappearance?
Men talk.
Please let me know. I'm trying to shave money for the organ donor edition of Borderlands 4.
Oh my god, just remember, because Randy says so, if you don't buy the $80 edition, even though the game's now at $70, if you don't buy the $80 edition, if you don't buy the are you really a Borderlands fan? The fact that Randy Pitchford, with his USB shenanigans at medieval times, the magic trick, was allowed on the Nintendo Direct, I very much question Nintendo's ability. Like, do not market at children if you're going to put Randy Pitchford up on there, okay? Randy Pitchford should be nowhere near children. not after the water magic trick, if you will. That was the part about the Direct that was really odd to me. Really, Nintendo? Whoa. Oh, Randy Pitchford has become a very interesting punching bag.
Off announced a game where you go around shooting limp dick zombies and punt kicking the cast of
Nice.
And before you ask, yes, I will gladly punt kick that baby. I'll punt kick his ass back into the womb. Speaking of silly little baby games, Sonic Racing announced a new racist called Hatsune Miku. I have no clue who this is, but I'm sure it's a
Talk to me when Megarine Luca comes into play. If we get more Vocaloid cast, I'd be in.
big improvement over the last Sega racing game that featured famous NASCAR crasher Danica Patrick. And as long as we're talking about crashes, Mind's Eye also paid Geoff's ransom demands to be here. Let me tell you a little something about Mind's Eye. Mind's Eye is so good that before release, the suits were running from it like the bubonic plague.
Dude, what was Mind's Eye? Like, this game came out. I didn't even know it came out. The studio, who was it? Was it the studio or the CEO? Who did it? They were crashing out about paid hate reviews. Bro, what? This is just the most hated game I had never heard of until a few days ago.
Were afraid of how good this game was and how much money they'd make. One of the devs even said that this game anticipates the future. If that's the case, the future is looking very inbred. Mafia heard everyone's complaints about Mafia 3 not being a Mafia game, so they made Mafia 4 an Uncharted game. Silent Hill is getting not one, but 2 more games. Nice.
Actually, unironically, I've been on a Silent Hill binge because I've never played Silent Hill. So I've been on a binge looking at... I watched, what was it, Lady of the Lore's videos on Silent Hill 1, 2, 3, and 4. Very interesting ideas. And I was actually... I picked up 4 on GOG for the room, but I've been debating on picking this up and streaming it this Spooktober. Been very interested in this series because I've never delved into this series until literally a couple days ago.
Nice. Congrats. Happy for you. Let's go check back in on the dickheads that own everything I love.
World premiere.
Phil Spencer is hitting that Ozempic. Sorry, no Gears of War ED today, guys. They made a trailer, but they couldn't get it up in time. Don't fret, though, Gears of War fans. It could be worse. We could be Thief fans. Hey, idiot! How does it feel to have your favorite franchise brought back only for it to be in VR? Not good, right? And I know. I'm a Batman fan. This has happened to me twice. One more time, and who's to fucking say what I'll be releasing? Deadpool is also getting another game in VR, specifically on the Zuckerberg honeypot device that buys exclusivity for almost every VR game. And I speak for everyone when I say, I'm not letting that lizard man see inside my goon cave. Don't worry your pretty little heads about it, Valve Index fans. Go back to playing Half-Life Alyx for the 50th time.
I need him to just retire. I need Mark Zuckerberg to just like retire to some island somewhere and just to not. But is it's if I remember correctly, because I binge economics videos every now and again. Super entertaining stuff. I assure you, I enjoy it. But it's not react worthy. Let's be real. Like it's I enjoy it. It is not something you would want to watch me react to. The way I understand it, he actually holds a unique position within Facebook/Meta to where like he can't get like voted off by like the board or like voted off by like constituents or anything like that. His company structure is strange.
Got you. Go beat your saber again. I got you. I don't care how many gold chains he wears. Swapping from business to I'm not spying on you casual ain't fooling me, Buster. I don't care if you put on Flavor Flav's clock. The Spanx Citadel is for game size only, bitch. Speaking of which, Gabe Newell showed up to the Summer Game Fest to announce that he has a super yacht, showing illiterate kids everywhere that you don't need to be able to count to 3 in order to afford a yacht. Sorry, super yacht. Thank you, Gabe Newell. Very inspiring. All right, let's bang out some hardcore detailed analysis real quick. Friend slop. People say if Left 4 Dead came out today, we'd call it friend slop. Damn right I would. Hell, I'd...
Yeah, honestly. But that's the thing. Sometimes labels, like, they're fine, right? They're meant to have a derogatory meaning behind it, but it's like, and? Is that not the point? Do we not play this game for that reason? Do you not play a game like Warframe for the intense grind? Like exactly. Oh, it's just a grind fest. Why do people play Diablo 2? Why do people play Destiny 2? Why do oh well this is just your cookie cutter FPS game, military simulator. Is that not why people play Call of Duty and Battlefield? Like, what's your point here?
Go even further than that. Hide and seek is the original friend slop. Marriage, friend slop. Nuance is for people with PhDs. I wrote this script with a crayon. Let's get back to what matters. This game had an ass so fat it had this guy dancing. I got 20 ads for the new Switch. Shout out to everyone that won the Switch 2 giveaways, by the way. Metal Gear Solid Delta looks great. Onimusha looks great. Dying Like the Beast looks good. Stranger Than Heaven looks fantastic. RGG's actually got to make new assets for this one. It's good to see they're re-releasing BioShock Infinite without all the escort missions. Scum took a shit on the showcase. And speaking of which, Ninja Gaiden 4 looks like a piece of art. Nothing but absolute art.
Makes sense.
The price is a little steep at $1,000, but they gotta get you to hop on Game Pass somehow. And when did a little extortion ever hurt anyone?
Why is it so expensive? Like that's got to be like an eBay listing or like some kind of auction listing for like a placeholder price. Like that's got to be just like a price anchor. That can't actually be legit. I'm so lost. I am excited to have the trailer of this though. I've been very excited to play through more of the Resident Evil series. I do really awful with blind playthroughs, like when I stream and stuff. So I might be sitting off stream with some stuff, but eventually I'll probably stream some stuff when I'm a little more comfortable with running it on stream. It's just hard for me to. I have that hyper focus. I can't. It's hard to split my attention between certain things. I'm very interested in what Requiem's gonna do.
An Evil Requiem was announced. Now I just need you to watch something for me. For the audio listeners, what we're watching here is Raccoon City getting leveled by the force of 1,000 fucking suns. Think the highest budget live leak you've ever seen. Now, as that guy, that Ford Bronco, and that Quiznos gets consumed by the fiery wrath of God's mistakes. Tell me, do you think anything in this city is left? No, right? Wrong. Every building is still standing. Hell, I think I see a Margaret.
I actually did. So we did react to this trailer. This is something that I actually thought about. And then I had to think about the military history side of things. Had to pull from certain things, like the Antwalkers of Hiroshima and stuff, right? Having to think about, what the aftermath of dropping the sun was effectively. And I think that even though a spicy device, let's put it that way, was used, if I remember correctly, certain buildings can still withstand the force. And if this is, say, I don't know, like construction circa 1950s through 80s, Raccoon City, right? This happening in the late 90s, the small town. So I mean, you're going to argue construction's probably primed in the 70s, right? I'm sure that there's people who are going to be able to look at the architecture and be like, nah, this is clearly like 1950s or 1970s. But it's like the structure still standing was an odd thing to think about. And clearly from the original scene that we saw here, like buildings were getting leveled. Like we saw RPD get leveled. It's interesting to see what did survive, and I wonder if this is why the remake diverges in certain aspects. It's been interesting to compare and contrast with what I understand of the originals, because I've never played Original 2, I've never played Original 3, but I played Remake 2 and 3, so it's interesting to see these. Because we also have a massive departure in certain ways as well. Like, Birkin has a completely different evolution line in G4 and G5 G3 and G4, because G5 is the blob, than he did in the original. In the original, he got more like bestial, like a dog in G4. G4 Birkin got more like swole, and he retained his bipedal nature. It's been very fascinating to see what Capcom's doing.
Margaritaville is still open. Shit, is that a McDonald's over there? Hey,
Maybe.
You want a radioactive Big Mac? Jokes aside, I'm glad we retconned the nuclear bomb to a little oopsie daisy. After getting choke slammed by the vampire with the massive mommy milkers, I'll tell you this much, I am excited to finally be able to play a Resident Evil game again with both hands on the controller. Then over in the PlayStation showcase, lately, they've been eating more ass than Dawes eating cheeseburgers. Fucking Daw, he's the only guy more allergic to green than Sony. First it was Concord, then Marathon, and the Swamp Thing.
Did we ever get the conclusion of the audit? We know that at this time, Marathons has been indefinitely suspended in terms of hiatus, right? It's like indefinitely suspended in terms of marketing. Like, did we ever get the conclusion of the audit, or did they just hold that?
The fuck's it got to do with me? I don't give a fuck about
But finally, PlayStation's announced that they want to make money again. So inspired by their muse, Stellar Yams, they said, bam! Marvel minus Capcom with a big budget store. Bam! Hey, remember when the French said, ho-ho, croissant, 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 ho-ho? Well, Team Ninja just announced that Neo 3 will be mixing ninjas and samurais into one character.
Okay.
They've done what no other Frenchman has done before. They didn't surrender and they achieved victory. Wouldn't you know it? All Ubisoft was missing was something called a single button press. Have you heard of this?
Weird.
And you already know Neo 3's gonna have a big budget because Neo 2 had a massive budget. Have you all forgotten that tall lady with those voluptuous curves, that wild, untamed bush, and those fine Edo-era Japanese oak railings with golden fixtures? Whoa, I'd stick my couch in her living room. This house is this man's wife, by the way. Now let's bring it back over to bootleg Bethesda.
When it comes to growing new franchises, Obsidian is having a year like no other.
I still can't go left! The Outer Worlds heard my complaints about having to strap 2 rounds of 9mm together to make 12 gauge and fixed it by making my knees pop when I stand up.
I'm just gonna hear you.
Better idea. I'm dummy thick and the clap of my ass cheeks alerts the guards. Thoughts? No takers? All right. I mean, I don't got to tell you guys what happened the last time an artist got rejected, but you know what? Hey, you take that shit, right? At least the game's done. 80 goddamn dollars! I'm sorry, Grandpa. I got to shut off your life support. The Outer Worlds 2 is coming out. $80 so I can pay for your goddamn Port Royale Burnout Notch Lucky Brand tees. Retard was right about you lot. Tony Hawk's getting Michelangelo. I mean, not to overreact because I'm not really a big overreactor, but wow.
Dude, I don't know. I get that it's cool. I'm kind of sick of all like the brand deals and stuff. I'm kind of sick of all like the licensing for characters. I'm sure that there's someone who's going to be super happy about, you know, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in this. There's people who are super happy about what Nicki Minaj, Snoop Dogg in like Call of Duty. People are super happy about, you know, Darth Vader AI Fortnite, right? But like, I think I'm just sick of it. Maybe I wish $80 is all I had to pay for some of the retro games I've had to buy. Like, I bought a couple copies of Pokemon Emerald, bought, you know, Pokemon Fire Red. I've bought retro games in the past couple of years. If I'm gonna pay $80+ at this point, I might as well buy something that I actually own. Yes, I'm gonna be looking to see if I can find old copies of Silent Hill, because I don't even know what platform they're on. I think it starts on PS1, and I think up through 4 goes on PS2. Point being, I'm just sitting here like, it's the problem I have with the concept of Destiny throwing in the new Darth Vader thing, coming in whatever this is after Final Shape, right? How it's like, there's this dredge in and he's doing whatever, but it's Star Wars themed. And I'm just like, I feel like it compromises on the thing, right? Like, we've always had like, you know, Easter eggs and stuff. We've always had like Halo 3 had the Hayabusa armor set, right? Ryo Hayabusa from Ninja Gaiden, right? Like we've had these things. I don't know. I don't know what it is about modern gaming doing these things that just kind of makes me tired of modern gaming. I don't know what it is.
Oh, that's pretty neat. Todd Howard didn't make it to the event because his car broke down on the way there.
Nice.
State of Decay is in a state of delay. And finally, Fable didn't make an appearance tonight. And
Again?
for that, I'm thankful. If I missed your favorite game announcement here tonight, no, it wasn't an accident. I just hate that game, and you should take it very personally. Make sure you let me
Makes
know
sense.
about it on every social media platform, especially Twitter. And while you're at it, mark down on your calendar that the Fleek Award Game Show SummerSlam is coming June 28th at 7 p.m. EST. Come see Naughty Dog Stellar Blade take on the real Stellar Blade. Come see Flom and Jesus Christ take on Nintendo and Satan. Maybe, possibly. Find out yourself. June 28th at 7 p.m. EST. You know who's gonna win UFC 317? You! Because you won't be watching it. You'll be watching the Fleet SummerSlam. See you there!
What a banger editing style. I had no idea what to expect coming into this. And I'm really thankful for the number of people who've honestly recommended this. This was a wild one to be sure. I think I definitely over talked at a couple points in this one, but this was honestly really good. Thank you everyone for watching. Really do appreciate this. Thank you, Fleekazoid, for honestly just an amazing editing style. This was very pleasing to watch. And I'll see y'all in the next one.